Could you tell me in a very quick manner for anyone who wants to be like, hey, I want to go, number one, watch the Fringe.
Yeah.
What is the setup like? When I went, there was PBH and there was Laughing Horse and you had the Underbelly and these are the venues, but there are some producers who are doing the free Fringe where you go to all of these bars and you'll get different comics coming and at the end you end up giving a donation.
Yes.
That, how was your setup like?
Oh, so my setup was they had to buy the tickets.
Okay.
I went to a lot of shows where the tickets were very nominally priced. So when you are leaving also, the artist stands there with like a bucket or like a hat or something.
Yeah, you put like 5 to 10 quids or something like that.
Like if the show went very well, they're like, listen, I only charge you like €3 for the show. You can give me more. Sorry, £3. You can give me more. And then you're like, of course.
I mean, as they call it quid there, but...
Quid. I don't know, maybe they do.
I don't know, someone had told me when I, oh fuck, I sound like an old type of guy.
That they call it quid in 1947.
Wow! Urooj, please come.
You only said what?
Okay, fair.
Yeah, so that my setup was they were paying and they were coming. Actually, my setup was also like that because I went with Soho Theater, which is a very reputed producer that takes you. So
Soho Theater has brought in Nina Conti. They have brought in a lot of other artists here as well.
the book, yes.
She's in the book. Oh my God! Yay!
Nina Conti is so good. Soho Theater brings a lot of good artists from like international waters, UK, USA, Europe, everything, and they bring them here to India, and you can watch them, and it's a really nice experience. And so because they took us there, they've taken Veer historically every year, I think. So this production was excellent. End to end, I didn't have to worry about the production. I was performing in a crate. I was performing in a shipping container, by the way.
What?
Yeah. So the setup of Fringe, quickly I'll say, is there are 3 to 4 big venues, then there are a lot of small venues. Essentially, everything in Edinburgh is turned into a venue. Like if you are a bar, you're a venue. If you're a restaurant venue, you're a barber shop, you're a venue. They just try to make everything a venue.
Streets are venues.
Streets are venues because people are performing on Royal Mile. It's just people are busking, they're performing, they're dancing, they're juggling, they're building intrigue for their shows. Jo shaam ko hai, there's a dead body. Dead body is like holding like a board that is advertising a show and then keeps passing out flyers. People are just doing any nonsense. It's beautiful.
It's like a beautiful circus.
It's like the whole city is a circus for 1 month. Okay. And so George Square has a lot of venues, including Underbelly, which you said, Assembly George Square, which is I'm an assembly girl. I'm going back with Assembly.
Oh yeah, the Assembly girl.
I'm an assembly girl.
Oh, what are the other gangs?
Pleasance.
Oh yes, of course, Underbelly and Pleasance.
Pleasance is very fancy.
Yes, of course.
Assembly is more, I will say, it's less. I don't think I should say this, but they're not. Pleasance is like over Pleasance, and Assembly is like we are Assembly, and I feel very good. I feel like really like
Assembly girl. I like it. I don't even know this, but I'm like, yeah, you're.
I'm like a disciplined assembly girl.
So tell me about the 4 houses of. It's like you have Gryffindor, you have Slytherin, you have Hufflepuff, and you have Ravenclaw.
Okay, I would say Assembly is probably like Ravenclaw. I could be wrong, okay?
Okay, nerdies, okay.
I don't know, UK comics will really disagree with me. This is my assessment.
I only care about who's the Slytherin in this.
Okay, I would say Underbelly is Hufflepuff because they're very cute. They're adorable. Okay. Pleasance is probably... Yeah, okay, so Monkey Barrel is Gryffindor because Monkey Barrel is gritty. They're like all of these like comedy clubs. And it's independently run, and but usually people talk with Monkey Barrel with a sense of reverence. So I feel very Gryffindor.
Oh yeah, with a sense of reverence because the grunge, the rawness, they allow
the
it
bravery.
to go places that, let's say, a Pleasance to be like, I don't know if it's perfect for the Pleasance.
Yes, they're Slytherin. Because they're so fancy. Because they're so fancy.
This is good,
yeah. Everyone in Slytherin is like,
hey, you're allowed to say this. 200 years later, I feel like...
और नहीं तो क्या यार, मैं नहीं बोलूँगी तो कौन बोलेगा?
बहुत लोग बोलते हैं.
भगवान.
You got the award, you can say it.
मैं बोल सकती. No, I mean like हम ही तो बोल सकते हैं ना. We can call them fancy.
Yeah, they're fancy.
हम अगर
fancy is not a bad thing, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying it as a bad thing. Of course, they're fancy. They're in Scotland.
That's true. Tell me a bit about Assembly Girl. What is the Assembly?
Assembly, I feel like, is Ravenclaw vibes, okay? Like, Assembly is, I don't know if a comic called Josh Jones, this is on Josh if it's wrong, but Josh told me in Australia when we were at Melbourne Comedy Festival, he said that he doesn't think anyone's ever won an award of a newcomer from Assembly. So he
You're the first assembly to win an
So he
award.
was like, you won from assembly? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, I don't think anyone's ever done that.
That's such an amazing.
Someone
it's
must
a-
have done it.
I mean, I'm just saying that the fact that there are houses,
Yeah.
and you are able to go corroborate them as in a vague way with Harry Potter. It's beautiful. What a great analogy you have explained here.
You came up with the house.
We came up with
You
this.
came up-
We came up with this. Okay.